So chat, who here has heard of Playboy magazine? So today, we'll be reading. Where's it been going? Today we'll be rereading the article. Goose, what are we doing? Those of you here who watched the hit stream of Joseph Anderson may have heard of the concept of boy kibble. We will be reading an article about that. So we are reading A Man and His Meat. I have already read this, and it is amazing. And so now I will dramatically read it for you all, because it's so goddamn funny. The people need to see it. As in, like, meatballs. Get your mind out the gutter. So I'll be reading this for you all, and then the stream will end. This article is by Jean-Paul Brama. I'm realizing now, I have to be very careful with how I scroll, because I want to be clear. This is a safe for work article, but it is on Playboy. So I have to be very careful right now. Let me zoom in for, like, your sake, chat. Already off to a bad start. The Ra-Mori believe God is hungry. Also known as the Tara Humara, the tribe is famous for endurance running in the I'm an American, I can't say words. In the desert. They also pray for days at a steady pace on sandals made of tire tread until the animal collapses. Hunting is prayer. God is fed by acts, shared chores, dance, running. Meat is but one aspect of sustenance. I like to meet a Ra-Mori and show him what I'm having for dinner tonight. I'm going to amble 2 blocks to the grocery store, pick up a pound of Butterball ground turkey for $5.99, smack it down on the skillet, and eat it out of an IKEA bowl. My God must be starving. As for me, I'm hitting my macros. Turns out, men across the country are eating the exact same thing as me. So much so that professionals who come up with names of pop cultural phenomena have a moniker for this delicacy. Boy kibble. Damn, they're good at their jobs. My dinner is indeed dry, loose, brown, masculine in its drab austerity and juvenile in its culinary depth. Throw it in a silver dog bowl and there will be no questions. A fistful of rice, a vegetable, season it if you're feeling frisky. The first time I cooked it, I was unaware I was participating in a trend. I thought I simply stumbled upon an innovation in bachelordom. Instead, it was an answer to a collective national subconscious, urging us to forget pleasure and get jacked. Protein is everywhere these days. I don't trust it. I assume it's the government beefing us up for some doomed land invasion or a hiccup in the dairy industry resulting in vast stores of unused milk isolate in California. Either way, what used to be a private practice of mine has gone public. For years, I ordered double chicken at Chipotle. On lucky, crowded days, I'd get away with not paying for the extra scoop. Not so anymore. Chipotle now advertises down to the ounce the macros in what I used to call the big boy special, a bowl with an extra heap of protein. Starbucks is hawking protein cold foam. Protein bars, needing a stunt to compete, have taken human names and now have to be addressed as David. What does it say? That I am absolutely reading this better than I was reading the visual novel in terms of, like, being coherent. I am not struggling with this as much. What does it say about me? Anyways, I want no part in that culprit bullshit. We, the boy kibblers. That does not sound good. We, the Butterball Brotherhood, are fed up with being marketed to. We don't want colorful wrapper for some chocolate-coated rectangle of chalk called Fuel or Kyle. Don't want some dolled-up TV dinner of pre-cooked shredded chicken swimming in goopy sauce released from a plastic bladder. We want meat. We want it cheap, and we want it raw. Mock me, shame me, tell me I ought to at least sprinkle on some cheese. I don't care. There's nothing you can say that this grab slab of hissing chuck isn't gonna saying louder. I love my meat slop. I love my pack of pale pink goo pushed through a rubber sphincter and pinched off by some anonymous machine and delivered by truck to the Polish grocery store down the street. I like to wolf down my boy kibble after a heavy lifting session, sitting at my Wayfair dining table by the wan light of my laptop screen, eating alone, watching someone else play video games. Maybe it's me. Maybe you're watching me play video games on helloitgoose.twitch. Poses wow. I fucking love this article. Like I said, I've already read this. It's so fucking good. I love it. I love my meat slop. I love my pack of pale pink goo. For decades, meat has been attempted. By the way, I realize I kind of brushed past it, but like, yeah, you can go to Chipotle now and buy a bowl of nothing but like chicken, and I want to meet the people doing that because like, the fuck is wrong with you? Just buy raw chicken at that point if you're literally only gonna eat chicken and no other things. I think it's like it's like how a lot of restaurants, the appetizers are cheaper than the regular meals, and a lot of people realize that appetizers sometimes are actually kind of big, and so you can just get an appetizer, and that's enough for like a small meal, and then you just don't order an entree, and then you just have a small meal for the price of an appetizer. And so restaurants decided to just make appetizers cost as much as meals. And then they also got smaller because fuck you. It's kind of like that. To me. For decades, meat has been a temperature check on American masculinity. From 2012 to 2016, millennial masculinity sizzled flamboyantly in a bright-eyed age of techno-optimist abundance. Strips of bacon garnished smoky cocktails, BuzzFeed building a 100-layer lasagna to the sky, Salt Bae, gold-leafed wagyu. Timelines teamed with juicy burgers that would gladly secrete molten cheddar when their buns were gently pressed. On the other hand, I had a buddy on Soylent at the time. He got a concussion. He passed out and hit his head on the countertop on the way down because he put some banana slices on top of his Soylent, which was already calibrated for maximum potassium, and got potassium poisoning and nearly died of Soylent. I love my meat slop. I love my pack of pale pink goo. Sobering years passed. Liver King emerged in 2021 like a wild-eyed prophet from the woods, portering doom. Bare-chested with a scraggy beard, flesh bulging like one of the ballooned organs he regularly devoured in front of his camera. A chimeric abomination of TikTok influencer and businessman, Liver King would rip into animal carcasses with his teeth in a bloody burlesque and speak directly into his mounted iPhone, extolling the virtues of ancestral living. It later came out he was injecting anabolic steroids. He apologized. If you have not heard of Liver King until now, after stream, look up Liver King, I beg of you. These days, Liver King is an easily dismissed punchline. Another ephemeral face briefly witnessed fighting to the surface of the algorithm slowly, then disappearing. But he was perhaps the clearest articulation of America's collective hunger at the time. Fame, influence, community, strength, and settling for the ersatz of each. Infamy, followers, voids, a tripod. I was seeing him on my screen once. I was sitting between sets on the leg press machine, watching him sculpt down a heart. I laughed. Boy Kibble, unlike a golden-crusted steak or San Francisco's latest psyop or eating roadkill for TikTok views, is sober, aesthetic? Aesthetic? That's not aesthetic. Not sure what the word says. Oops. Monastic? I am losing a little bit in this presentation. It rejects corporate branding, refuses the tyrannical mandate that dinner be pleasurable, rejects the promise of temptations of pleasure altogether. The perfect response from a jaded generation of men living in a world where everyone has a high-quality camera in their pockets and no one owns a house, no kitchen to expand, no deck to build. What we do have is an audience, so we build muscle. Aesthetic? Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you, Mega Geeko. What do these muscles do, you ask? Absolutely nothing. At least in my case, I have the aesthetic pressures of cosmopolitan male homosexuality to point to. My straight brethren, meanwhile, are getting yoked just to complain on Instagram that their following is mostly gay men. These fellas will typically get into online coaching, charging their horny body dysmorphic audiences for bespoke routines and meal plans, promising that they too can become Hercules. Maybe you've seen such men in your timeline. They speak baroquely of discipline and maximizing your potential, but it's basically OnlyFans by another name. If men wanted to appeal to women, they put down the kettlebells and get spiritually gayer. None of us need to be built for war, but muscles are meaning makers. They give men something to do. Chat, sound off if you want your men spiritually gayer. Can you see why I wanted to read this on stream so bad? It's fucking great. We got T-Mobile salesmen and freelance contractors and the unemployed. None of us need to be built for war, but muscles are meaning makers. They give men something to do, arrange itineraries for us. We don't hold anymore. Our spare energy wants us to go somewhere, build something. Used to be a man's strength was affirmed by the faces of his village as he returned with a dead buck slung over his shoulder. Now it's looking huge king. The gym, a temple, bodybuilders, our priestly class. It's from those traditions that boy kibble arrived. Muscles only grow if fed. Dedication, focus, attention. Give it up to these guys. If it was easy, everyone would do it. That's what I love about the lifestyle. It's punishing, and the results are visible and gives my otherwise flabby world structure. Okay, I can't scroll anymore. Food becomes nutrition. Nutrition becomes math. Macros. An ounce of protein per body weight. Scales get involved. Math does what math does. Strips illusions. Colorful branded bullshit is replaced with ground beef and raw chicken cutlets. I can speak with my whole tribe, but me, personally, I'd rather inject unlabeled peptides directly into my veins than fall for it in the marketing campaign. Squeezable olive oil. Some pink sauce called Slap Your Granny. Alpaca milk. Do I sound like a nihilist? I'm not. I'm a believer. I've never looked my dinner in the eyes before killing it. Never watched the rapid rise and fall of a crumpled creature's ribcage as it waited to die. Never thanked it for sacrifice. Still, my dinner is anointed with meaning. It's a statement. It affirms my beliefs. I believe that every living creature has a god. Is a collective body. Like any body, it gets hungry. What you feed it is what it becomes. What it becomes is what you do. What you do is a form of prayer. How you pray is how you live. How you live is indistinguishable from what you are. My people have a say expressing this idea. You are what you eat. It's fucking amazing. It's peak. Thank you, Playboy magazine. If you want more content like this, look up Playboy, huddled in the corner while no one else can see you. Be very careful looking up more articles. That's it for today's stream.